Hello and welcome. I am Belaner and today I'm here to show you and tell you how to survive and deal with disasters in Banished. So there is four different disasters in Banished: fires, tornadoes, infestations, and diseases. And let me tell you first about the fires. So people are burning firewood in their wooden houses, and it may or may not cause some issues in your town when the whole house goes up in flames and then the fire starts spreading from house to house in your village. And you can easily get your whole village destroyed by that. Let me show you, well, from my previous village, how that went. So this is an image from that village. And as you can see from here, there is a tiny bit of fire everywhere. Everything is going up in flames. And the city center is already destroyed, and it's spreading from building to building, and it's gonna be gone soon. So that was end of that city. And what do we do when fire like that spread out? Well, actually, don't let the fire spread out that bad. So the fires start from a building, and how to deal with those is having water sources available. Rivers, lakes, and when those are not available or not close enough, wells. Wells provide water for putting out fires. I have in this city, I don't have actually good enough protection against the fires. I have a couple wells here, here, and here, and I should be building a couple more around everywhere. When a fire breaks out, pause your game immediately, like this, and take your profession list. Only people who will actually put out the fires are the laborers. So you're gonna need a lot of free laborers. Basically, get everyone that's not absolutely necessary in some building doing some work. Like, you may not wanna get all the food production going out of their jobs to put out the fires, because you might end up in a starvation spiral instead if you survive the fire. So just take all your miners, woodcutters, teachers, well, and everyone else, blacksmiths, who you don't need absolutely right now, and just have the labor count as high as possible. These laborers also may be working on these remove resources, harvest trees, and whatever you have been doing. Just use the cancel removal tool so that they are not prioritizing the wood cutting or anything, so that they have absolutely nothing to do. And then just have them go at the fire, getting water from the wells and rivers and everywhere, and hope that you can actually survive the fire. Other way to survive the fire, well, not survive, it will actually burn your parts of your city down, is designing your city in a way that you don't have huge clusters of buildings. This is a bad idea. If a fire breaks out here, every building is in danger of burning down when the fire spreads down. But for example, this is already a good idea, having a pasture in the middle. So if these buildings catch fire, this pasture and quarries, these will never catch fire. So it will be isolated here. Same thing with having these small clusters here and here and here and here. In another city that I'm also playing, the Gunis village, which is also on the YouTube, has this much more perfected, and it spreads everything very carefully around the map in case of fires. So I'm intentionally sacrificing a part. Although you could actually just have a well or a couple next to each of these, so you could pretty easily handle with the smaller fires and not have the whole city center catch the fire and burn down. So basically that's how you deal with the fires. They are super dangerous and difficult to deal, but that's how you do it. Then the next one is tornadoes. Tornadoes are brutal and random. There is nothing you can do against a tornado. You cannot have wells or water to throw at them. It just happens. And it's one of the most annoying, well, it is the most annoying disaster in the game, I would say, because it is totally random and you have no way of go-butting that tornado in any way. Same thing applies to the tornadoes as with the fires. So if you spread your things, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because if you lose your say storage barn, marketplace, everything I have here would be gone, which would be a disaster. All food, all my tools, firewood, coats, and everything. So everything gone. So don't put too many of these storage barns and places where you store your items too close to each other. So when, for example, tornado hits here, it could easily wreck my whole city center, but I would still have a storage barn here, 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 and there, here, and everywhere, and I would still be able to survive the tornado even in a worst case situation. I did have in my another previous city, which I started earlier before this city, I had like a straight line of buildings. I had a fairly small town, and I had a tornado land right like up here, and it went through my whole city in a straight line. Everything was gone. That was the end of the game. I could do nothing about that. Fires don't usually kill anyone when you have a fire. Tornadoes, on the other hand, will kill your population. So you may want to move your population out of the way of the tornado. For example, say a tornado is touching down somewhere up here, and you see it's coming towards the city here. You may wanna drop your workers in all of these blacksmiths, tailors, and whatever buildings you have here. Houses are a bit problematic. You cannot really do anything about those, but just drop everyone out of the homes. I mean houses that you can, and hope they go away from the tornado's path. Otherwise, they will just happily be banging their hammer in the blacksmith and just watching. Oh, what's that huge cone of destruction coming at my way? And they're gone. So try to just get your population out of the way and hope for the best. I had a tornado in this map. It touched down somewhere on this side of the map, and I was lucky it didn't really kill anything. The tornadoes are just a force of God that destroys your village, and you cannot really do anything about that. They suck, and there's nothing you can do. Well, the next disaster on the list is the infestations. So you can get infestations in your pastures and your fields. I'm not exactly sure on the orchards because I haven't seen, but I don't think you can get orchard infestation because you cannot deal with the infestation in an orchard the same way as you can do with the fields and pastures. So let's say these chickens get an infestation here. Infestation slowly kills the population in the pasture until everyone is dead. So you have to get the chickens or livestock or sheep you have in the field away from there so that they don't die. And how to deal with this is to have a spare pasture. I have a spare pasture here that doesn't do anything at all. There's no workers, and it doesn't do anything at the moment. It is actually for the sheep because I don't have sheep yet, so sheep will be added here, and I will add another pasture as a spare pasture. So immediately when you get a infestation in a pasture like the chicken one here, make this one into a chicken one, the spare one, chickens here, sorry, cattle, chickens, and empty this one, which means all the chickens from here will be emptied into the spare pasture or into the other chicken pastures if you have any or that have space. But have a free one, and this would just dump all the chickens from here, 0 now, and here's 30 chickens, and they run away from the infestation. It ends here, and they don't actually move the infestation here. So you're done with the infestation in your pasture. You may have, if you have multiple same type of livestocks next to each other in a pasture, so you may have the infestation spread from one to another, but just keep rotating them from field to field until you're done dealing with infestation. You may also wanna, if this was the one having the infestation, you may wanna change this to something else like the sheep, so the chickens who are having the infestation will not again come to the same one. If you have to rotate them around so that the infestation just doesn't keep going. So that's how you deal with the infestation in the pastures. It's kind of same on the crop fields. So for example, this cornfield could get the infestation for the corn. You could just click here, pick one another crop to grow there like potatoes, and now you're done with the infestation. That's very simple. Problem is, of course, if you have only one kind of vegetable to grow, then you are screwed, and your whole whole field will be gone, and maybe all your fields if they are too close to each other. So try to buy at least 2 different seeds to use on the fields, so you can crop rotate. So that's infestations, pretty much. Next one is the diseases. Diseases are maybe the easiest one to deal with. Diseases can happen randomly if your population's health is low, or when the nomads arrive. Nomads can bring diseases with them, so that's a risk you take with them. And have your medicine count high, so have your herbalists like this guy, yes. Have it just collect as many herbs as you can, just bump up the limit to thousands or something. You can never have too many herbs, and just keep your average health high enough, and you should get random diseases. Then there is of course the nomads who may bring some disease with you, but if your population is healthy enough, they will never really catch too many of that disease. At least in my cities, I never had too much issue with that. And of course, when you get actually diseased people, having a hospital or several hospitals with a couple doctors dealing with the disease really quickly just removes the disease from your city. It's never been a huge issue compared to the fires and tornadoes. The infestations are not even that bad. You just lose a bit of livestock, and you shouldn't really have your whole city rely on a couple of cows. So that's basically all the diseases, sorry, not diseases, in the disasters in the Banished, and how to deal with them. I know there is a bit of difficulty with some of them, especially the fires and tornadoes, but I hope this helps at least a bit. So design your city properly. Don't put all your eggs in a single basket and have the fires and tornadoes destroy them. Have fields to crop rotate and rotate your livestock, and just have good healthcare and hospitals for diseases. So that is basically for me for today. And I will be doing more of these videos showing and telling you how to deal with situations. I'm gonna do another video about how to design your city. I did a video how to survive your first year and kinda start out in a good way. I have a couple more ideas to improve that in the future. And so if you like that, and check out my other videos also. I stream every day on twitch.tv and do a live stream there. And those live streams are also updated on the YouTube if they're good enough. And you can watch them later on there, so there's an archive of them. But anyways, thanks for watching, and see you next time.